Ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Colin Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we're taking a break from the SD Season 4 league play to kind of take a step back towards the Terrible Divisions tournament. And to do so, we got to go to Tali and Hantala and rank who is fighting and what god-awful stuff are they bringing to the pitch.
Oh, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Gensei Kaka playing the 122nd Infantry Division with a flatline income. And on the right-hand side in red, we have a solo ring Pixy playing 2nd Guard Tank Corps with a balanced income.
Indeed. And guys, you can see that we have the decks just flashed up on the screen both ways here. 122nd, big win condition. Can he keep those Junkers alive? Soviet win condition. Can they throw enough bodies at them?
Yep, they got a lot of tanks and a lot of bodies, and bodies inside the tanks to drive the tanks, which is pretty important to making the tanks work.
Which is kind of weird. I mean, usually you just kind of thought that the pride of the motherland would keep them going, but I guess that's not the case.
Apparently not.
No, it is not. Now, I know we'll probably get more into this into the next cast that we have here, but you said there's some really big changes that happened over the last couple of days, haven't there been, in terms of balance?
Yeah, they released with the new release of the 2nd Nemesis divisions, they actually implemented new recon changes, so now recon units can actually spot stuff. It'd be pretty interesting to see how this will affect the upcoming matches, if people actually start using recon a bit more, which would be good to see, because before, recon, as, well, we saw in these casts, were pretty much useless. You didn't really use them to do reconnaissance. You used them as just secondary frontline units.
Or those really, really tanky AT units that just really could pound on an armored vehicle, as long as you got lucky.
Yeah.
But, actually, I have to say, Tali Hantala sounds like some kind of thing like Dracula. Sounds really like Romanian. Like, where are you from? Oh, Tali Hantala. But down to the south, actually, we have Stu 42s and Stuk 3 who are slamming through the south side here. Unfortunately for them, there's still a bunch of guards all over the place, and I can't see them doing too much better. Okay, no, they're going to be a little bit more limited in their breakout. That's a good call there.
And deserve the infantry backing them up, which is also good. Don't want to charge him up to get blown up by anti-tank grenades.
But interestingly, if we're looking at this here, a couple of very deep cuts happening here in both directions. Kind of funny also to the north too. We have these the tanky Tor Junta, or the actually also these anti-tank rifle guys. They're just absolutely beastly. I kind of go for it, please.
No, I just like seeing this northern push here.
I'm excited to see what happens when, the Shrek comes in to, shred that T-34-76, and apparently he doesn't want any part of it, which I certainly agree with. But just down to the south of that, we have this one half-track picking on this innocent little sniper team, which is just awful. It's awful. But I guess looking elsewhere down the center, we also have guards that try to break through, have some reinforcements in the meantime that we're going to go set up in the force, and I'm sure just push east from there. But, definitely should be interesting to see how this develops in the main axis. I definitely see the Soviets pushing centrally and north. Down to the south, I don't know anything happening here until probably B or C for the Soviets. What about you?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting so far. We're seeing quite a bit of action on pretty much all of the flanks here. I don't think the north is going to develop too much, as the supply line area is terrible. And finally, I think Panzer Shrek is going to Shrek the T-34. Yes, he does.
He does.
Yeah, I think in the middle, I think Solar Ring Pixies is going to continue its aggression here and just try to get to the other side of our crossroads. I wonder if Gensei can make any more aggressive moves down south. He's doing a really good job plowing through our forests. Even though it's a German, well, it's a German/infantry, Finnish infantry division. And if you all know, they're not that good compared to the Soviet counterparts. The Finnish troops do add quite a bit of extra firepower, so they're not too terrible. It's not like you're playing 14th Infantry here.
Not quite likely. Now, there's one of those JU-87s. Like I said, guys, you got to keep an eye on these guys right here. There's 5 of them in the overall deck over here for Gensei Kaka. So if the commander of Poo here is able to keep these guys alive and continue putting pressure on all these T-34s he's going to be seeing, that is a possible win condition. That's the only way I can see offsetting all these Soviet infantry.
Yep, and also there's not too much anti-air on Solar Ring Pixie. I believe he has only 2 cards of the 37 mils, so
Yes.
it's definitely
Yes.
doable for Gensei Kaka to just bring in the air superiority, because, yeah, if he can just blow up all those massive guard blobs, which we're bound to see, he should be able to, you know, stem any aggressive maneuvers here from Pixie.
Now, a bit of the unfortunate thing is down to the south, this infantry is not able to successfully move forward in that Stu 42, which could absolutely shred anything in front of them, isn't anywhere close.
Yep.
Isn't anywhere close. And that could have saved that peak run squad that just ended up surrendering here, so.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the Southern Pistol has slowed down a bit. The Stug and Stu 42 are not in the best position to give fire support, and there's not much infantry left here. Gensei Kaka, just enough to defend.
But you know, again, like we kind of alluded to before, so we have the balance play over on one side and we have a flat line on the other. So of course we should expect to see Gensei have a little bit of advancement here. Not so much the same over here as obviously as the game moves on. So win condition, can he win by what, 20 minutes or so? You think?
Maybe. I mean, it's going to get pretty hairy for him once he hit into C phase. There's going to be a 30-point difference between both of them. And there's going to be a lot of T-34s he's going to have to deal with. He does have the anti-tank capabilities of doing that, but still, that's a lot of T-34s we're going to have to blow up. And the Stu does go down there, down range.
Oh, did he go down T-34?
Yeah, T-45, and
Okay.
we've got more of them being brought in.
Well, one thing actually I do like seeing is some armored vehicle slots reserved for C. So often I feel like we see a lot of AFV play that kind of says, like, okay, you know what? Like, it's important for me to have some late game tanks, but I don't want to wait anything further than B because I don't know that the game will actually continue to be that long. So I feel like it's a little bit more heads up, thinking a little bit more long term here. So I like that a great deal.
Yep, and also it's a Steel Division 2, guys. You will always need C-phase units. I mean, unless you're very ballsy. I mean, we do see decks where people go very ballsy with Maverick income, but majority of the time the matches do go over 20 minutes. And you do want stuff, because when you have 54 guard squads coming at you in C phase, you need people with guns to shoot at you.
Well, and you know what? Actually, I really, really miss the days of the L6 rush.
Oh yeah.
The Gonzo special. And I understand, like, that was just it was not a lot of fun to play against. Lord knows I definitely got rushed a fair number of times myself, but it was so much fun to see.
Just seeing all those crappy little Italian tanks. You know, for a brief period of time, you could pretend that your Falchimega division was actually a tank division.
More or less the first 30 seconds until the 6-pounders got brought out, yes.
Yep. There's a brief period of time where you can enjoy it. We are seeing quite a bit of heavy air power here from Solar Ring Pixie, using them to blow up anti-tank guns and AT guns galore, which is pretty good on his end. We don't usually see that much close air support play, I'd say, from second guard tank. It's usually mainly focused using fighters.
Now, I guess I'm a little curious to see what happens to the JU-87 that's got all those 20 mil bullets. Like, again, that guy is a demon when he strafes.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure he's really getting that line up here. Meanwhile, in the middle, machine gun actually goes down. So, again, we've actually seen a lot of machine gun play super early here.
Yeah, quite surprising. Definitely a good call, because you don't have... I mean, you do have decent machine guns with your guard squads, and backup with fire support with the T-34s, but machine guns in this game are pretty good. And they're not that bad.
They certainly are. Certainly better than they used to be, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But Pack 40 is over here, like you said. This is the thing that can kind of keep things either safe or can keep things rather hideous. And you know, for my money right now, I don't know which way this is going to go. I mean, the Germans are certainly spreading themselves quite thin. I feel like Russians push west over here in this northern bulge, and it ain't gonna be pretty.
Oh yeah, that would be a pretty good breakout here. The nice thing for Gensei, however, is this is a pretty good map for using anti-tank guns. There's a lot of forest, but as well as a lot of nice open field areas to cover the anti-tank guns. I know later on he does have that really scary Pack 43, which will just make a mincemeat of any tank post that dares goes near it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do wish he would stop just attack grounding his JU-87s. He knows where there's some material is. Why not just aim at it? Like, he knows for sure there is a tank here out in the open. Strafe the tank.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of attack grounds really for most airplane stuff in general.
It's only really worthwhile during if you know it's an anti-tank gun and it's static.
Yes.
And also not with like a strafing plane. You really want to be doing that with bombing planes if need be.
Well, now the JU-87 is going to become very, very useless, or at least useless for the time being, as the 37 mil is active in the center part of the map. As I think soloing Pixy has picked up on the counterpunch needed here. Let's look over here real quick for artillery. Not inconsiderable artillery. We have 3 stovepipes and 2... Yeah, we have 2 LFF-18s, 150 mils in B. So definitely some opportunity to take it out. I just...
It's a 1v1. We never see artillery. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always forget too. We have God vision, you know. When you have all the knowledge in the world, it's a lot easier to be critical too. So.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
But at the same time, here we go. There's one of those life-saving mortars right now. Gonna be positioned. Ooh, wow.
Oh. Yeah,
that shouldn't have happened though.
Yeah, he probably should have evac to Stuka probably a minute ago. The pilot's probably just flying around in circles, like, come on, can I come back home now? It's like, no, not yet. I'm being shot at.
Why don't you love me?
Don't care, just avoid the bullets.
Unfortunately, though, that Stuka's life is not to be. But down south, of course, Stuka's facing off against T-3476s, and this is a appallingly even match. Which is so weird to say that a Stuka is much more competitive in my mind than a P4. Yowza, though. Watch that T-34-85 find the APCR shells. There is something just kind of beautifully incandescent about watching that shell cross the map. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, the Stukas are pretty good, Joe, compared to P4s, as they usually have a little bit more armor compared to the P4s. I believe the P4 is like 75 mils, if I recall. And
it depends on the model. Sometimes it's 50, yeah.
Yeah, because that extra 15 millimeters in the Sug 3 does increase the survivability against those 76 mil Russian guns by quite a bit. But not so much if there's an 85 millimeter Russian gun. That thing will blow you up regardless of your armor.
Well, right now, too, we're starting to see that the Germans have been spread a little bit thin, and another Ju-87 is now making a bombing run right over top of... Okay, this is an interesting call.
Oh,
He's probably going to die here.
Let's get the machine gun kill, but...
Okay, the Focke-Wulf, he's been unmasked. This is when you bomb that. I'm not sure. Where did he drop his bombs?
I don't know. I don't know, but he doesn't have them anymore.
No, he doesn't.
No. But Gensei's doing a pretty good job still. I mean, he probably did have a 15-point lead. Or 15 flag advantage. Not advantage, but he had 15 flags in total and trying to urge at in some sort of way against Solar, which is pretty good. He already has him down to half of his points already, so he can just keep the defense up. It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, starting to get some of those Pack 43s out and more AT guns and tank destroyers. He should be able to hold the line. I mean, looking at Pixie's stuff, it's also pretty spread out. It doesn't have a huge blob of anything really anywhere.
Yet.
Yeah, once we get into C phase, I think we're going to see the Russian factory production be turned to 11.
Well, and that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you watch these PE2s making bombing runs in the south, and to me that should be heralding, hey, you know what? He's trying to line something up down here. But I don't know. I get the feeling sometimes, and I probably get misled on this quite a bit. If someone's shouting at me and dropping bombs on my front line, my first thought is that really strong enough to hold?
And it's
and I don't know that it is. Yeah.
Yeah, fumble a lot, but Stern Pioneer's going to get overrun by the guards. We are seeing that Pack 43 being brought in, so if he can get into a position, those T-34s will no longer exist. And also a Panzerschreck team as well, which is pretty nice. But yeah, Gensei really needs some more regular infantry down here because he is starting to run a little bit low.
Yep. That is certainly true. Certainly true. I guess we are going to see a couple of the Abusier, light howitzers over here being brought on in. I could have sworn, does he have anything else heavier than that? No, I didn't.
Nope.
Does he have anything heavier than that? He's got heavier.
In terms of like howitzers. Oh, in terms of artillery? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just says off map.
I think it's blew up the Stug 3 out of the Abusiers, which is pretty funny. It's just like 2 of them just shooting at it. Not entirely sure, but I think that's what killed it. But anyway, support guns is definitely a very good choice. It's a great way to blow up all the infantry guns that Gensei Kaka has.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree on that one. Now, the Krupp is trying to sidle on forwards as silently as a, 10-ton gun can go.
Yeah.
But again, anyone peeks out for half a second, they will get shredded.
Yeah.
Even if they're worse than IS-2.
It's just dead.
Yeah.
And it shoots faster than a lot of anti-tank guns. It's like 10 rounds a minute for something that size. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand how the heck that works, but I would have to do some secondary research, I imagine.
I think it's because of like the mount or something. Because it's a different mount in your standard Pack 43. Once again, I'm not entirely sure. Someone in the comments can inform us. Oh, yeah.
That was a way downtown shot, and I don't know who this is. I think it was at Zis 2? No.
Yep. I think it must have been Zis 2.
Oh, what's this 2? Now, the kind of fascinating thing for me as well is we're actually seeing Martyr 2s being brought on in, Stug 4s being brought on in. I guess I'm waiting to see, are we going to see ISU 152s?
Probably. Those would definitely be a very good unit on this map and against this matchup as well, because dealing with all those anti-tank guns, especially the Pack 43, the ISU is up to the task, as long as the anti-tank guns don't shoot back. It can be a bit difficult sometimes.
This other Junkers is going to go down. Here it comes. Yep.
Yep. So, a little bit too close here, but Gensei is making a bit of progress trying to cross the crossroads here. He does have some good CQC infantry to fight off in close quarters, which is pretty nice. With the 122nd is usually one of the big downfalls of a lot of regular German infantry divisions is the CQC troops aren't that great. But having a bunch of STGs as well as angry Finnish guys with Molotovs can definitely fix that problem.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how many things fire can solve. You
yeah.
know? But here we are.
I'm an arsonist.
And now this goes into evidence for your inevitable trial.
Yeah. I was bound to get caught eventually.
Oh my gosh, an assassin.
Mm.
A man who kills by arson. Trying to get away from your inevitable criminal past, that's gonna haunt me. I'm still surprised that this 37mm in the middle has not been taken out by any kind of artillery, that there's not been any kind of concerted push. Really, actually, no, really just the artillery piece. Mortar down to the south actually has gone, so I have no idea what that killed that necessarily. But definitely a missed opportunity, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like Gensei's is more concerned right now getting anti-tank into the field, bringing in Stugs and Martyrs to try and hold his front line, but he is starting to lose that tank roar, and he does not have the tanks to compete with Solar Ring Pixie's tank forces. So, I mean, he will have anti-tank guns and whatnot to fall back on, but he's gonna have to try and keep it up, and once we get into C phase, I think it's gonna be a bit difficult for him, but he only has to hold for another 10 minutes or so. And I feel like he can do that. He does have a pretty good defensive line. It is starting to crumble just a bit.
He does certainly have the technology, that's true. But we are seeing these occasional small little pushes here. Up to the northern side, 2 more squads of Superiors at T-34-85. And the only one that can really do anything about that there is the Pioneeri, and that is, what, 50 meters? I can never remember how much that is. 100 meters, excuse me.
Yep.
I mean, that's not going to do anything. You're not going to get close enough when you have the T-34, the M3A1. There's so much stuff there.
Yeah, and this is the free Superiors in the forest is going to deny any German infantry pushes nearby here. And if he can get a T-34-85 to the edge of the forest, he can deny any reinforcements coming, which is all important. So I feel like Solar Ring Pixie is going to be able to retard his push. And that's actually going to bring it back to a troph here, so Pixie will... I don't mind, he got a flag somewhere else. Probably just down south.
I'm sorry, I was watching as two Focke Wolves, one who was supposed to be going down to the southern side of the map, and the other was just kind of like gallivanting around the north.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chase the PE2, but no, not gonna mess around with anti-aircraft piece. But yeah, he really good use of blowing up at anti-aircraft piece. It's been causing just quite a bit of havoc. And it's not even that, it's not even 2-star there. It's just single gun.
Yes, indeed. But we are into phase C now, and that's kind of the important part. As we see the first of another anti-air gun being brought back to the south. So anti-air defense umbrella is rising quite a bit, and I'm wondering, will we see a concentration of? That mortar down to the south is doing God's work, though. Will we see a concentration of material before we see an explosion of a push, or is it going to be one of those things where we just see constant pressure, constant pressure, constant pressure?
Oh no, I feel like with how Solar Ring's playing this, is this going to be a lot of constant pressure? Because he still doesn't have that many forces really concentrated in one area. Down south, he does have a lot of superiors, which is definitely a lot more quality over quantity over your guard squads there. So I think he might be able to get something done with just that many superiors.
What could you say they are superior?
Of course, Khan, they are very superior.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, they carry satchel charges to let you know how superior they are. And can you argue with a satchel charge? I've tried runs, it was pretty messy. I started shouting at it, and then it just, the argument gets a little bit too heated, and it just blows up.
As I say, yeah, you thought you had a great position, and it blew up in your face?
Yeah. It was an explosive argument.
Well, here we go. So we got two more squads of superiors being brought on in. These guys coming in to develop slightly down here to the south. And yeah, I mean, there's Tankitor Junta. I'm sure it's not supposed to be said like a, South American government, but these guys aren't going to keep the peace. There's no way they're going to be able to push them back.
No, P really just needs a lot of good fire support here, and the Marders ain't going to be able to do that.
Whoa, look at this insertion of Superi.
Right?
I actually didn't. They were supposed to be getting out in the first place. I did not expect them to be like, oh, you know what? Let's just drive through the forest.
I see what you mean.
That's nifty.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Yeah, I think one of them's gonna run into. Oh, he jumps out in the nick of time here. But yeah, that's a good flank on the Grenadiers. Yeah, it might be able to even knock out the Marder because it is open top.
Absolutely. I think the biggest concern actually is the IG-18 that's 1,000 meters back.
Oh.
But the forest is now red.
Yeah, and this is pretty good here for Pixy. That's a really defensible position that he's managed to get himself into now. And yeah, that's going to be hard to really round out from Gensei, because I wonder how much good CQC troops he does have left. He only has some Grenadiers right now, and they're pretty crap. Grenadiers are not that good. He's bringing some Grenadiers and machine gun team, so that might help out a bit, but he needs lots of high explosives is what I'm saying.
Well, and now, too, so the next reinforcement tech brought in 6 guard squads. I understand exactly why for this, too. I think it's probably a decent thing. Clog up the middle now. You are on the brink of taking, probably 2 flags pretty easily. You've taken the south. There's no reason at all for the 122nd to throw troops across that southern bridge into the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that flag is yours, without a doubt. And I'm getting the feeling that they're going to start to roll this entire southern flank.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of flags that he can, potentially capture, especially if he moves a bit more westward. I mean, those are 2 pretty good flags right there. I don't know how Rowe's going to be able to hold onto that southern island. He can get infantry across the river at least, but you can't really bring anything heavier unless you go the long way round, and there's a bunch of Germans here to stop you from taking that detour.
True. We still force, let's say, diffusion of effort, if that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do like seeing these flak Wehrlings over here being used as those anti-infantry devices. In fact, we just saw one just now shred a guard squad.
Yeah. I like that too. I mean, it's a very expensive anti-infantry device, but it gets the job very done.
Well, now bombs coming in the direction, though, so this might be a dead one of these in the middle, and that's unfortunate, because that's a big piece of that defense. And look, I was gonna say three superiors, but no, we actually have the bulk of one squad, one dude. So we have about 17 superiors in 3 different squads making their way across that river. So shockingly enough, he is going to invest the time and effort into that. That is really interesting.
Yeah, but it's definitely a good call. As the superiors can pretty much knock out anything that gets a bit too close range there, and the grenadiers, I mean, some grenadiers even then, they're not really going to be enough to rout out that many superiors, yeah. I feel like Gensei's going to need to get a tank or two down there to help out.
That certainly would seem to be the case. I am actually also surprised by how efficacious these martyrs have been too. I'm so used to seeing martyrs show up, fire one round, ping it off of the armor, and then immediately die. So to see them actually take out tanks, push back infantry, and hold the line is really quite impressive.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of those crappy open top tank destroyers. And it's good to see them actually being used, because they're not that bad. I mean, you have to use them as an anti-tank gun, nothing more. But in situations like this, they can hold their own pretty well. Unless they get shot at by multiple T-34s at long range.
But yeah, but you know what? That to me right there. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you saw the flak veerling.
I love that thing so much, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, who needs anti-tank guns when you have a flak filling? Oh.
Well, that's the other thing too. I feel like that thing, the suppression value might be a teensy bit high.
I don't know, man. It's like 420 mils at the same time.
I know, and I was gonna say there's a bit of logic that kind of stems in the back of my mind as my lizard brain's like, I would not want to drive into that.
Oh. Where's that guard squad? I don't know. Holy crap. Oh. It's like if you ever played Armor and you get shot at by a shulker. It's 420 mils.
I have not, but go for it.
It's not fun. It's just like getting shot at by a flak filling, but in first person.
I will say it's always one of those things that whenever I watch somebody going through a video of that one way or the other, I can't help but like have my own drawers get a little bit messy when I hear the snap of bullets going by my ear. I'm like, yeah, dude, I understand why this game has such a loyal base.
Yeah.
By the way, we're seeing a build-up over here to the north. Watch as these last 2 guards come in. We're going to see all 6 squads rupture the center. He's going to put 2 in here. Going to open up the gap, and he's got 4 more that's ready to explode through. It's 12-12. Soloing Pixie's got to make sure that he doesn't lose anything for the next, for 2.5 minutes at a time. But he takes out these 3 squads in the north, and he controls, what would you say, like several square kilometers pretty easily. He picks up probably 2 or 3 flags easily.
Yep, and he really needs to get some flags because he is pretty much on the knife's edge here in terms of points. He can't afford to be losing any flags anytime soon. Down south, it's starting to look a little bit dicey for him. I think he does have a few minutes before the southern side collapse. It's really going to come down to his northern aggression here. There's a Stug, and there's a Pack 40, and there's a lot of open ground between him and them.
Yeah, there's a lot of open ground between the 2 of them, but yeah, he's going to shoot for the Vazvetka first, and the T-3045. Oh, wow. I realize that 1 star doesn't mean 1 shot, 1 kill, but you would really kind of hope that as something like an Iron Cross, you should be able to actually use the reticle to hit something too.
Yeah. This 2 is probably going to help. Well, I don't think... Yes, this 2 does have line of sight.
He will. Oh no, he's
shooting something else, yo. Oh, he's shooting another Stug 4.
Stug 4.
Yeah. Stug 4's galore. There we go, it does go down, and Solar Ring needs to get his guards moving double time.
We still got a couple that are inside half tracks. At least 1 squad I'm looking up here. And to the north though, so now he's got 2 more PE2s. 1 actually is just, I think, flying just as like a... Wait, is he strafing with this guy? That's interesting.
I think so. No? Is he?
He's buzzing him. Okay.
Yeah. Just trying to scare him.
Well, what he was really trying to do is he was trying to understand who was actually leading that particular MG squad. So if he buzzes him, maybe he'll look up and he'll get a picture of him. And that was a very, very weak Battle of the Bulge reference. But seeing as how we're not in December, and I know most of you weren't thinking about that. But regardless, MG42 suppressed. If he pushes back these grenadiers and the tanky, tanky to Junta up here to the north. The northern side's completely gone too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just the problem here for Solo is that he doesn't. None of his infantry mounted anymore, so it's going to be a very slow push to try and get to the other side here. So I think it's a little bit of a.
I'm sorry. What was the airplane that went down? Unless Wolf is going to go down here in a second. But what was the one that went over down in the?
I think it was a P2. I think he chased down P2. Wolf is going to get out because he is a fast boy. And down south, Gensei is making pretty good progress here. He's very close to recapturing that island. Now I'll give him a much needed +1 point advantage. Up north as well, it's looking pretty tight here. Solar Ring is very close to capturing not 1, but 2 flags.
Problem is that despite the fact that they are going to have an SDKFZ over here with anti-air, well, anti-air don't care that anti-tank gun goes down, that Stuka goes down. There's nothing over here to stop the Soviets.
Yeah. If you can just get the guards into the forest,
yeah.
That's really what he needs. And this is an area of the map which is very exposed on Gensei Kaka's side, and there's a lot of flags around this area too, which is for Solo, he could use all the banners he can get.
Here we go though, JU-87 coming back the other direction. At long last, here comes another 37 mil here. But T-34-85, yeah, you drop 1,000 pounds of bombs on it, it still may not be enough.
Yeah.
And JU-87 again. I really do get that it's a much more efficacious thing against infantry, but why would you not go after the tanks? Sorry,
yeah.
JU-87 D5 there.
Yeah, he needs to knock out those tanks, really. Because he only has so many Stugs and anti-tank guns to deal with him.
But it's 15-9 though. There is very little over here to the south of this push. And despite the fact that some of these guards are pinned down in the open, to me, if I'm Gensei Kaka, I'm saying, okay, you know what? I really need to reinforce my center.
Yep, he needs... What he really needs is a Pack 43, I think, in a center position to start knocking out T-34s, and then after that, he can just bring in the fire support to knock out the guards one at a time.
Oh, absolutely.
He's bringing in Stugs, and they do fare well, but it's too even of a fight between them and the T-34s, and he can't be trading one to run against him. He does not have the numbers to do so.
Well, and fair fights are for suckers. Like, it's one of those things you gotta go and just absolutely spam and overwhelm somebody.
Yeah.
Like to the south as he brings in 3 tanks and 3 more guard squads. Really without breaking a sweat. Like that's an entire reinforcement tick for him, but he doesn't really care.
Yeah, just you need all the guards here, because you really can't be affording to lose like a main southern position there by the farmstead. It's kind of a pain in the ass to take back, and Solo does not have time for that. And he's starting to lose another P2, yeah, from the Fucker fighters.
Yep, even more strange, he bombed his own dudes. Like,
He's
legitimately, there was legitimately no German presence even within hundreds of meters. So interesting decision there. Yeah. Let's see if it pays off.
It's just some explosive encouragement, you know. Stop staying there, start moving forward, yada yada.
Well, that was the Junker, wasn't it? Or was it the Fucker Wolf? Either way, it doesn't really matter. Somebody got fucked. Yeah. But in the meantime, T-3045 is just going to continue to just reign supreme over here. And the guards are they're screening exactly what they should.
Yep. They can trade pretty well against Grenadier squads run to run, so that will definitely help out. And you got a lot of them, so that's not bad. And also the anti-tank, I mean, I don't think I'm going to really do much with the anti-tank rifles, but the possibility is, yeah.
That is certainly true. So I was looking to see if there's any kind of strafing run or anything going after that MG42, but it wasn't. Instead, the Stroke goes down. I think actually it was from a bombing run, but at the same time he kills the T-34-85. I mean, so a lot of death, a lot of destruction here, but regardless, this is still going in the Soviet favor.
Yeah, he's got 15-9, which is good. He's got the +2 advantage. So he still has 13 minutes is still a decent amount of time that he has to hold out for. But he does have the income advantage, and I think availability advantage as well. So This is going to be pretty tough for Gensei here because he's down 4 whole flags or 3 flags now. I don't know if Ray's going to be able to pick up a flag or two because it seems like he's ran out of steam. All his good units are no longer with us.
Well, I think he's still on Steam. I mean, otherwise how would he be playing this game? But I think he's running out of troops. That's definitely true. The dad jokes keep on coming tonight, man. I'm sorry. I'll stop them eventually.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure our viewers love him too.
Somewhere out there's a viewer who's like, unsubscribe. No, knowing my luck, it's Rooster. T-3476 is engaging the stroke force down to the south. Pack 40 still is there, creeping forward. So again, I don't know. There's something that's so kind of maliciously feral that I enjoy watching with the Pack 40s that just kind of slink through the trees. The stroke 4s are almost like honorable, but the Pack 40s are like that sniper rifle that unfortunately misses all too often.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know just using anti-tank units is always a lot of fun. Sneaking up anti-tank guns to blow up tanks, and they don't see it coming. Panzer Shreks, AT rifle teams, tank destroyers. I love all of that stuff, can't I? I love it more than using tanks personally.
They survive longer, generally.
Yeah.
I will say we're actually going to see Storm Grenadiers and the Grenadier Squad rush into this particular town. And part of me is wondering if this, the Guard Squad might just take them out. Oh no, I thought the Guard Squad might be able to take out one of these trucks and really cut the odds on down their end.
It jumps out in the nick of time, and there we go. But yeah, Solar Ring still has the advantage. Just holding that northern areas, such key. Even though he doesn't have really a lot of units here, especially in like good defensible positions. Gensei Kaka has even less units here. I think another P2 is just gonna run into some German airplanes in the sky.
Mean be donated? Yes. Interesting
Not
decision.
ideal, because he really could use those P2s to stay alive and bomb stuff. Because they've been helping out quite a bit. It's nice seeing that much like close air support being used by second guards. Because okay, we're finally seeing an Akron B Normandy being brought in.
Yeah, let's check out that little... Oh no, geez, there's so much stuff in the air. Focke-Wulf, yeah, the JU-87 is going to fall back. Yeah, he's going to die, so I think the last one of those... And he might have one more. And the Yak is not going after the Focke-Wulf. That's an... Oh no, never mind.
He's going after something. There we go, he's just...
He's chasing his tail, it looks like.
I think the anti-air might be enough to knock him out,
I think 37 mil's going to take him out. Yeah.
Or not.
Okay, so there's the last JU-87. Okay.
Goes, he shoots, and he misses because he keeps the tag grounding.
Well, he's just lucky that 37 mil in the middle has absolutely no ammo left. That's why he can't actually die.
But a run up north does, and I think he might. I don't want to say he might get the kill again because, as we saw last time,
He's getting close though. The JU-87 has a much less suitable maneuverability curve here. But no.
Huh.
No. But regardless, here we are, 14-10. And again, we're having these teensy tiny little scrappy things that are continue to go on here. To the north, for example, we have these Kev OS, so the operating system for the Kevins. Is desperately trying to fight off these half-tracks and, these lingering guard squads that are just in front of them. And one Stug behind that. So, again, where are the tanks? Oh, there's a Studebaker coming in to resupply the anti-aircraft gun. There's two TD-485s. Kind of, are they trying to engage? Yes, they might be engaging that Stug just as soon as they see him.
Trying to get into position, it seems. Yeah, the main problem here in this like northern central area is again she doesn't have any infantry. He keeps bringing in Stugs, but once again he'd probably be much better getting an anti-tank gun or Pack 43 to try and hold the point, and a bit of anti-air to stop him from being blown up. Because these Stugs just keep dying.
He's out of anti-air though.
Oh.
He's out of anti-air. He had the two flak feelings and he had a pair of the SDKFZs and that's it.
Oh hey, you don't get a lot of anti-air for 120 seconds.
Nope.
Oh. Sucks for him.
Well, the weird thing too is that I really thought the Focke-Wulfs would have been a little bit more active in keeping the PE2s at bay. And instead we had a lot more JU-87s, which again, like I said, was a big win condition here, but I don't think he really utilized them maybe as effectively as he could have.
Yeah, I think now with the anti-air being set up, yeah, the JU-87s are just not going to have much of a chance in hell of surviving anymore, as we're seeing as like 3 37 mils blasting that one guy to smithereens, and yeah, his plane is now officially Swiss cheese.
But he always did want to be buried by a lake.
Mm-hmm.
So at least they respected that last will and testament for him.
Yeah. It's very kind of the Soviets.
And Freedom Bombers over here coming back down to the south, dropping material all over the place. And I imagine the Sturm Pioneer's going to die. And there we go. Nope, he got him.
Oh, yeah.
Sturm Grenadier is different, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't see. Get my Grens and my Pios mixed up, you know.
Well, yeah, I get that. They definitely look alike, But, congratulations over here to Soloing Pixy. Gensei, man, I thought you had that. I thought he had it.
Yeah, it was pretty tight, but that Northern push really sealed the deal for Solo Ring. I think just having more of a sea phase oriented deck benefited him.
That's true. But I will tell you, the way that they were duking it out, it did not make me think that these were terrible divisions. It just made me thought that maybe not as tuned up as far as divisions could have gone. So, is this 2 over here? I'm picking up 3-pack of Stug and 2 Martyr 2s. And it's weird. We have a couple of minor standouts, but nothing really too crazy.
No.
Over on the losses, though, good lord.
Whoa! What
Take
the
me
hell
back to
did
Tulsa.
What the hell was that laddie doing? That's what the one.
Let's see.
2, 3...
If he kills the infantry squad while they're in the half track, I think he gets credit for both though.
We completely missed it. Holy crap!
4,
that is
5,
nuts.
6.
Yeah.
6 kills. The JU-87, 4 kills. Sturm Grenadier 3s. So again, that guy right there tried to put the team on his back. That was like the Greg Jenkins of like the entire 122nd, and unfortunately not able to do so. Strack also getting stacked, 4 kills right there on tanks. Focke-Wulf 3 PE2s. So definitely had some really, really big standout on the 122nd. Soviets a little bit less so, a little bit more communal. So
yeah. That anti-tank rifle team blows my mind. I think what happened there was a tank Destiny rush early on, and the anti-tank rifle team just went, nope, that's not happening, not in my town.
Exactly. But any final thoughts, sir?
Nope.
Well, guys, in that case then, as always, we love spending time with you, but we're going to get going for right now. Of course, we will see you back on Thursday. I think we return to an SD League play, don't we?
We do.
Well, folks, in that case then, we'll see you on Thursday with an SD League play for your American Thanksgiving. So, until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo, take it easy.